What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, it feels like forever ago, but before we were getting behind the scenes of Deadpool and Wolverine, and in January of last year, over a year ago, we were getting behind the scenes photos of Captain America Brave New World. Then it was called New World Order, and while we didn't get anything close to the kind of 4K HD footage that we've been getting for a lot of the Deadpool and Wolverine scenes, some people were able to snap first look shots at some of the characters, including Harrison Ford as President Ross on set, and then another, interestingly, of Tim Blake Nelson with his hands shaded green, the color we'd expect from a transformed version of the leader, much like we saw in the post-credit scene for The Incredible Hulk. Now, recently, Tim Blake Nelson, the guy playing the leader, talked about his transformation and said he thinks people are going to be very impressed with how the guy looks, followed that up with what he has to say and what he thinks, but basically implying a full-on physical transformation akin to something that we would expect for his comic-accurate look. And now, just a week or so after that quote went live, we have a very first official look at the leader. The promo has now made its way onto the internet, all over Reddit last night. We've got the shot for you. We're going to talk about it, as well as the leader's role in this upcoming film and how some of the reported rewrites are probably going to look to prioritize that character in a continuation of a through line on our way to World War Hulk. We're breaking it all down, the first look at the leader villain for Captain America Brave New World. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with X-Men 97. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so a pseudo spoiler warning before I drop the brand new promo. This is an official promo, you can tell by just looking at it, but it sort of got revealed early and by the anonymous Twitter scoopster, Can We Get Some Toast? You can follow them by that handle over on Twitter. So if this is in any way going to ruin your Brave New World experience, now would be the time to back out. Otherwise, I'm going to drop the image and not say anything for about 5 to 10 seconds. That way, if someone asks me to take it down, I can simply clip it out of the video. If that's the case, and for some reason there's no image here when you find this video in a day or two, you can probably find it over on my social media. Follow me on Instagram at IamFires. In the meantime, here is the first look image of Tim Blake Nelson as the leader, fully transformed in the upcoming Captain America 4 Brave New World. Okay, so before we jump into the leader's extended role, pun totally intended, in the upcoming Captain America 4, my immediate reaction to the first look of the character is that he actually looks really good. I think we all can admit it doesn't matter what comic book accurate version of the leader you go with, he's a pretty goofy looking character, and it looks as though this may be part actual physical and prosthetic effects instead of CGI, and it also looks like they maybe got the proportions right. Now, I immediately saw some of the comments on this where it was posted on social media, why isn't he green? But I think that skin tone in particular may just be in contrast of the actual green promo. And keep in mind, when we saw the very first and only look we've seen of him on set, his hands were shaded sort of like a skin tone or olive green. So I suspect he actually will have the green look, and I really think that that's a good look for the character. I think what's really helping is it looks like he may have quite a bit of hair, or rather a full comb over on the top of his head, and that deep goatee, it's sort of offsetting it. I also think there's a good chance a lot of this is going to be prosthetics and not CGI, so I'm actually excited for this as a first look, but I think it's more important his role in the film. And as we've heard, if you've missed our last video, there are major rewrites and reshoots coming for Captain America 4, including reports that they've removed the villains of Serpent Society from Act 1. That's in an attempt, I believe, to streamline the film and make more screen time and dialogue for important characters, namely Sam Wilson's Captain America, but also for the leader, who's going to be an absolutely integral part of the storyline that brings us from She-Hulk through Captain America 4 and sets up World War Hulk on the horizon. Obviously, the big MacGuffin here, although it's not a MacGuffin because we know exactly what it is, the big point of contention is Hulk's blood and its ability to metabolize gamma radiation. The intelligentsia getting their hands on Hulk's blood was the whole point of She-Hulk that sort of ran as the subplot underneath whatever else the rest of that show was. And in the meantime, now that the government may have their hands on just a small quantity of the Hulk's blood, the leader is the one at the top of the intelligentsia and the science guy, the Tony Stark for Thunderbolt Ross. Let's face it, Thunderbolt Ross has shown himself to be a lot of things in the MCU, but a science and tech guy, absolutely not. He needs that genius sidekick if he's going to become Red Hulk. That's not going to be of his own making, and that's the obvious role that the leader is going to play. Now, even more important than that, that sets up the weapons program and access to the Hulk's blood and continuing to make super soldiers in the government, right? It's not just Thunderbolt Ross becoming Red Hulk, it's the intelligentsia, which will be working with the government, having their hands on the Hulk's blood in the first place, that makes it super dangerous for the future of what super soldiers look like, say like Sentry, which we expect to see now in Thunderbolts as the follow-up to this same through line. But the eventuality of all of this is World War Hulk, and while I have my theories about how Captain America 4 is going to set that up, and it still seems to be up in the air whether Mark Ruffalo misspoke and he won't show up in Captain America 4, according to some reports, or that he's absolutely going to be in Captain America 4, according to some other reports, and that's with the reshoots withstanding. Banner has shown himself to not have a lot of care for anything specifically except for what's going on with him and Hulk and his work and protecting the Hulk's blood. I think it's very obvious that if anything was going to motivate him to come out of retirement and or take this head on, that it would probably be the fact that all of a sudden the government would have access to the very thing that he's been trying to protect and so dearly for so long. So I think that there's a chance that this becomes the impetus for that storyline. And keep in mind, at some point or multiple points throughout this film, Sam Wilson is going to have to outsmart and beat the leader. And the leader is equivalent to the Hulk, in where the Hulk has limitless strength, the leader has limitless intelligence. He's going to have to beat him and beat the Red Hulk without being an enhanced super soldier. And if you think he's doing that alone, absolutely not. So while some are skeptical, myself included, that we're going to see Bruce Banner's Hulk in this movie, I find it very hard to believe we wouldn't. And in a third act, where they now say they're rewriting and redoing that third act battle, I think it would be to include the likes of the Hulk and a continuation of his storyline, because that's obviously what the subplot of this film is for. So how are you gonna leave him out? You're literally bringing everybody back from the Hulk movie except for the Hulk? Question mark. I just don't see it. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. A, what's your reaction to the first look at the leader? Do you agree with me that that actually looks pretty good for a normally goofy looking character? And B, what do you more want to see out of this film, focusing on the Hulks or focusing on Sam Wilson's Cap? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. The next one is at the end of this month to coincide with the finale of X-Men 97. So if you want to be entered to win or for any of the other future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. In the meantime, guys, if you ever get a comment from what looks like some spam account, remember that anybody can borrow a content creator's photo, claim to be that content creator. It's all a scam and a ruse to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. They were targeting this channel at the end of last year, or should I say 2022, and it's been a while, but unfortunately one of my friends is still dealing with this. So, friendly reminder, if you should ever get a comment saying you've won something and for you to contact them on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp, it's probably a scam. Never share your information on there, it's not safe, and of course never pay for shipping. No content creator, no one who ever tells you you've won a prize, if you've actually won, is going to charge you for shipping. That's just not something that people do. So if you should ever get a comment like that on YouTube or Instagram, just make sure to report it to the respective platform, because I promise you, content creator already knows and is doing everything they can about it as fast as they can, but the platform themselves, like YouTube, can delete the comment way quicker, and really you're doing everybody at the community a service, because not only is that comment deleted for you, but for every other account they've commented on. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, we'll be posting again real soon.